23 steps. The tenant in 3B texted Martin last night. He went downstairs. The apartment was empty. That was the first time he realized something was wrong. But to understand how it started, how a person can build a whole life around an empty door, you have to go back. Martin first saw the apartment in October. The landlord showed him around while eating an apple, pointing at things with the core. The kitchen had blue tiles. The bedroom window faced a brick wall. The rent was reasonable. The previous tenant left suddenly, the landlord said. Didn't take anything. Martin signed the lease that afternoon. He moved in 3 days later with 2 suitcases and a laptop bag. He was 34. His marriage had ended 6 months earlier. His ex-wife had asked him one night if he loved her. He'd said yes immediately. "You answered too fast," she'd said. He hadn't understood. He still didn't. The building had 12 units. Martin rarely saw his neighbors. The hallways stayed quiet, empty, except for the woman in 3B. He first noticed her on his 4th day. She was checking her mail. Dark hair pulled back. She didn't look at him, but her nod was deliberate, controlled. Martin nodded back. One morning in the lobby, Anna paused beside him. "You still do the 3-stir thing?" she asked. Martin looked at her. "What?" "Your coffee, 3 stirs. Always clockwise." She adjusted her bag. "Most people don't count." He did count. Every morning. Had since college. A small superstition he'd never mentioned to anyone, not even his ex-wife. "I don't," he started. "Sorry," Anna said. "I'm thinking of someone else." But her eyes stayed on him a moment too long, like she was waiting for him to remember something. The lobby felt smaller after she left. That night he stirred his coffee 4 times. It tasted wrong. He heard footsteps below, slow, careful. He counted them without meaning to. 23 steps. Kitchen to bathroom, bathroom to bedroom, bedroom to kitchen. Always 23. He worked from home, writing software documentation. The apartment stayed quiet during the day, but at night he'd hear her moving below. Always the same pattern. Always at the same time. He started timing his trips to the mailbox, usually around 6 p.m. She was often there. They'd nod. Sometimes she'd say hello. Her voice was lower than he expected, rougher. "You're in 4B, she said once. "Yeah." "I'm Anna." "Martin?" She didn't smile. Just looked at him for a moment, then left. That night he stood at his door, listening to her move around downstairs. 23 steps. He did this 3 nights in a row before he finally stopped. In November, the heat stopped working. Martin called the landlord. 3 days passed. On the 4th night, he went downstairs to knock on 3B's door. Before he knocked, Martin realized something felt wrong. The hallway light in front of 3B was off. He stood there for a moment, listening. No footsteps, no movement, nothing. He tried the door. It didn't open, locked. He stood in the hallway, confused. Maybe he had the wrong floor. Maybe he was more tired than he thought. He went back upstairs, feeling slightly embarrassed by his own mistake. But the moment he closed his door, he heard the footsteps again, below him. Slow, careful. 23 steps. This time, when he went downstairs and knocked, the door opened. Anna opened the door part way. Up close, she looked exhausted. Paint stains on her jeans, dark circles under her eyes. "Hi," Martin said. "My heat's out. Is yours?" "Yes." "You didn't call?" "I called twice," she said. He doesn't come unless enough people complain. I'll call tomorrow. She started to close the door, then stopped. Do you have enough blankets? I'm fine, Martin lied. That night, 2 blankets appeared outside his door. No note. They smelled like lavender and something chemical he couldn't place. The heat returned 2 days later. Martin found his apartment key on the kitchen counter that evening. He was certain he'd left it in his coat pocket. When he checked the pocket, the key was still there. He held both keys up to the light. Identical. Same scratches. Same worn edge where his thumb always rested. Downstairs, he heard Anna's door open and close. He looked at the keys again. Probably the landlord had made an extra copy when he came to fix the heat. That made sense. Landlords did that. Martin put 1 key in the drawer and 1 on his keychain. He never checked which was which. December arrived. Anna began appearing more often. Morning coffee runs, evening walks. They'd nod to each other. Once they reached the entrance at the same time. Thanks, she said when he held the door. Martin noticed the mailman passing them. The mailman looked only at Martin. Didn't acknowledge Anna at all. That seemed strange, but Martin didn't think about it. A week before Christmas, Martin's bathroom started leaking. He didn't know until Anna knocked at midnight holding a metal pot. Her hair was down. Your bathroom's leaking into mine. He followed her downstairs. A brown stain spread across her bathroom ceiling. Water dripped into the pot. I'm sorry, Martin said. It's not your fault, she said, but you should call him now. Her apartment felt lived in. Books in careful stacks, dying plants in perfect rows, canvases against every wall. All of them showed doors. Open doors, closed doors, doors halfway open. Coffee? She asked. They sat at her kitchen table. The coffee was too strong. What do you paint? He asked. She looked down. Exits, she said. I paint exits. Do you ever paint anyone going through them? No, because I don't know if they're coming or going. Around 3 a.m., she told him about her brother who died, about her failed engagement, about how she pushes people away. Martin told her about his marriage, how it ended quietly. How did that feel worse than fighting? Maybe we're both broken, she said. Her hand was close to his on the table. He moved his hand closer. She didn't move away. As Martin stood to leave, Anna walked him to the door, then stopped. Wait, she said. Is this your place or mine? Martin looked around. Her books, her dying plants, her paintings. Yours, he said carefully. She pressed her palm against the doorframe. Right. Sorry, sometimes She didn't finish. Do you ever wake up and forget which apartment you live in? No. I do. Every morning lately. Her voice was flat. I stand in the hallway, and I can't remember if I'm going up or down. She opened the door for him. Good night, Martin. He climbed the stairs. Halfway up, he turned back. Anna was still standing in her doorway, looking up at where he'd been, not where he was. 2 days later, she disappeared. On the 4th day, a note appeared under his door. Sorry, needed space. Nothing personal. The handwriting was shaky. Martin kept the note in his desk drawer. On a Tuesday in late January, his phone buzzed at midnight. A text from Anna. Are you awake? Martin got dressed, went downstairs, stood in front of 3B. The door was slightly open. He pushed it wider. The apartment was empty. Completely empty. No furniture, no books, no plants, no paintings. A layer of dust covered the floor, No footsteps in it. He counted his steps. 23. His phone buzzed again. "Where are you?" He looked around the empty apartment. Texted back. "I'm in 3B. Where are you?" No response. The number was not in service. The next morning, he knocked on the landlord's door. "No one lives in 3B, the landlord said. "It's been empty for 8 months." "You've been inside?" "Yes, multiple times." The landlord stepped back. "The previous tenant used to talk about a woman too. Said she lived in 4B. Martin went back upstairs, opened his desk drawer. Dozens of notes, all in the same handwriting, all signed by Anna, all written by him. He opened his closet, canvases, dozens of them, all showing doors. That night he heard footsteps again, 23 steps. At midnight, a note slid under his door. "I'm still here. You just have to look." His handwriting. On the back. The previous tenant left suddenly. Didn't take anything, just gone. That was me. Martin stood in the hallway, between 2 floors, 3B and 4B. He couldn't remember which one was his. He went inside one of them, sat at the desk, wrote a note. "Are you awake?" Slid it under the door. Then he waited. For the footsteps he had already taken. For someone who had never been there. 23 steps. Always 23.